thinking about things in book 1 or 2 and thinking about how they affect things that happen in book 6 or 7.
Right.
So they're only in book 4 right now. So at some point I probably will just keep reading without the podcast, but because I'd really like to get through all 7 this summer. But I finished the first 2. So it was fun to kind of revisit those earlier books. And sometimes I think they're better than I remember. Like they were, sort of early on, but there's good stuff in there. But they just keep getting longer and smaller type in each book. So I'm not sure. I may not finish until September, but I'm
Speaking of podcasts, were you the one that recommended Ear Hustle?
Yes.
Okay. I started listening to that. Oh my gosh. So good.
Yeah. I haven't started listening to season 2 yet, so I'm really behind on my podcast. I think I
jumped to one in season 2 because the title caught my eye and I'm like, okay, I want to really hear that one. But then I gone back and I'm trying to do them in order.
Okay.
But yeah,
it's really interesting and enlightening about prison life and some things that if you don't have someone in that environment, you don't necessarily give it a lot of thought.
Right.
So
and what's interesting, what I found really kind of coincidental. So you told me about that one, and then my coworker at work, who I have to do the 508s with, he's been listening. There's a couple YouTube channels. Same type of thing. It's from people. One is a dude who's currently in prison, I think. I don't know how that works. And then one is one who has gone out of, or have come out of prison, and they talk about, what it was like being in there. So I'll have to find those and send them to you because you might find those interesting too then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will mention, just as a sort of an aside to like sort of prison stuff, there's a book called Shakespeare Saved My Life. The author's name escapes me. I will try to remember to put it in show notes. That is about someone who went in, it was like a Shakespeare study group in the prison, and you learn so much about that I just didn't even know. So that was sort of the first experience I had with sort of thinking about what it's like to be in prison, or even what it's like to visit prison, and some of those kinds of things. That it's a really good book that I recommend. You don't have to love Shakespeare to like the book, but that was what drew me to it.
Right.
Ooh, Shakespeare, what's that about? And then it turned out to be super fascinating.
Right.
I'm adding The Toys That Made Us to my Netflix list right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that one. I didn't watch all of them, but the Star Wars one was very interesting. The Star Trek one was interesting. I watched the He-Man one.
Lego.
What else? There was a couple of the other ones that I watched, but yeah, very interesting. Like the Star Wars one, the thing that I found the most interesting is that basically when the first film was going to come out, they came to different toy companies and said, we need toys and you've only got 2 months until the movie's out. And nobody could do it.
Awesome.
So they basically had to, the company that they finally picked, they relabeled all of their current toys to be just Star Wars toys. But then they issued out a certificate in a, packaging that once the toys were released, you would get a complete set mailed to you of the first 8 characters.
Wow.
And that's what people bought.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, wow. I don't even remember that at all. But I had them. I had almost all of them. So yeah.
See, and I didn't have. My brother had them, I did not have Lego and Star Wars toys, and I remember vaguely things like the He-Man cartoon, but I didn't watch some of that kind of stuff.
Right.
But I see that there are episodes about things that I definitely did play with as a kid, like Barbie, and and again, I did not own any Legos. My brother got all the Legos.
Yeah.
So. Or Lego, technically. So that's why I think I feel like as an adult, I've been buying more Lego sets than, because I never got them as a kid.
Right.
So now I'm buying them for myself.
Right.
So
I
think things have changed in that regard, with toys and stuff.
Yes.
You can get anything. I got Barbies and, more Barbies. And my brother and I both played with all of that stuff.
Yep.
But it wasn't ours. It was yours and, mine and his and mine. Like we definitely had a bit of a segregation of our toys, but we played together all the time.
Yep.
So
yep.
I don't know why it was like that, but
my mom kept like all my He-Man and all my Star Wars stuff packed away so that my kids could play with them. So my boys, at least my oldest for sure, got to totally play with all my He-Man, which I thought was cool. But then I'm sitting there watching him play with my He-Man and my Transformers. I'm like, oh, but they're mine. I just want to put them on the shelf and stare at them.
Get your own, kid.
Right. So now I look at eBay and I'm like, God, I want to buy them all again. And my wife is totally like, no, you already have enough Wonder Woman stuff. We don't have room for this.
So when we were at Stephen B., there was some discussion about how Atenti bags could be my thing.
Yes.
The problem with that, or a big problem with that, is that Atenti bags are not something someone can buy for me.
This is true.
Like, I can't afford the silly bags, so I can't expect anyone else to buy them for me. Like, I need a thing where, like, you can be like, oh my gosh, Bert loves Wonder Woman, and that's Wonder Woman. He might like this thing.
Right.
I don't have a thing like that. I mean, I have things, but like not things that are current.
Right.
Like, it's really hard to find stuff that's like X-Files and Buffy the Vampire Slayer these days.
Right. Well, at least I know I can get you almost anything off Tokyo Pen Shop.
That's true. Pretty much, yeah. I if they had stock that I could buy, I really should. 'Cause I can make a wish list. I don't think I can make the wish list public though. But
you could always do an Amazon wish list because you can share external stuff from there.
That's true. That's true.
So
right now I want to find a Prima guide for Sims 3 University Life, but I'm not finding one. I can only find the packs because there are things that I don't know. So for some stupid reason, I sent my Sim off to university on day one. Like, buy a house and go off to university, because I've never played through the university part of this game. So I'm like, why not? I'll send her to university. But I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing.
So you've straddled her with a mortgage and student loans.
Well, no, she's bought it outright. There's no mortgage in Sims 3. You have to pay the cash up front to buy stuff.
That's true. That's true.
And then, and you have to pay for your college before you get there. They don't take you until you've paid up your term.
That's true.
So, and I actually had some money left over. I bought a pretty inexpensive house. So I think I can pay for college, but I'm not exactly sure how many terms or credits I need to do to get my degree. And I'm not sure why I picked a business degree, but I think it goes along with the profession that I want. So I think it's okay. So I'm just like, I like guides. And
I just liked building houses. That was it.
Well, I like that part too. So I look forward to when she goes home again. And we can work on our house. It's on a lovely island with an ocean view.
Ooh.
So yeah. This university thing is kind of boring. She's living in a dorm with a zillion other people, and it's like I got to get back to my house, but I want my good education first. So right. Well, that was a nice meandering episode.
Yeah. I've got nothing else left. You got anything else left?
Nah, I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we could close it here.
All right.
I'm Bert.
I'm Christy.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. You can find our show notes and other episodes on our website at superchunkypodcast.com. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or other podcasting services. All right. That was fun, though.
I could talk about video games like for days.
I need to play more video games. That's a problem. Like Courtney's been coming.
I haven't hardly played on my Switch at all lately.
Oh.
So I know I played Stardew Valley for a little bit yesterday, but I'm at the end of a season and it's like I have to figure out some stuff. I'm trying to I have to make sprinklers so that I don't have to spend half my day watering my crops.
Right.
Or maybe I'm just growing too many crops. I don't know, but it seems like I can't. I spend my whole day watering my crops, making sure that my animals are loved, and I collect my eggs, and then I have no day left. Like, but I haven't done anything.